Well, we're gonna hop directly into the game because James sucks.
Ja.
No problems over here, guys. It's game number 2 of the OlimoLeague. Spawning in the bottom left corner of the map. Play for MVP. It's gonna be the blue team player, MarineKing.
We've seen too many of your intros. We can skip one. It'll be fine. Red Terran Invasion Esports Gumiho. The nine-tailed fox.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were telling about that. Telling them about that last time. Gumiho, though, I mean, okay, he played. I feel like that was one of those happy coincidence situations. Like, he accidentally was able to deal with MarineKing. Like, his opener wasn't exactly a build counter.
Yeah. And the micro didn't seem to be any better than the MarineKing.
I know, it was a little bit messy on both sides, but it worked out.
It was just out of luck, I feel like.
I still, though, I can't believe that MarineKing got caught off guard by the Banshee. I mean, he knew it was coming. He saw it was on the way, but it was just like, maybe a mental block. Again, kind of go back to MarineKing sometimes just not being that great player we all know him to be. Because no Widow Mines, no Viking. I mean, he went for the reactor on the starport, like, instead of making a single Viking.
I think he was just hoping. Because reactor was already started on the starport. And there were already Hellions in the production tab from out of the factory. It's like, if it comes, I tap out. If it doesn't, I continue play. And it came, so just taps out.
Well,
there's no point in spending a lot of time in a game that it's gonna be really difficult to come back from.
Well, before this one gets too far underway, because we're getting those gases down, we want to talk a little bit about the OlimoLeague, guys. We need to do some advertisement for them. If you don't know, the OlimoLeague is brought to you by, well, you guys. There's no big sponsor behind this. Every week, the funds are withdrawn from the Patreon page and used as the prize pool for the events. So if you guys haven't checked it out, first off, go to patreon.com/OlimoLeague. Someone in chat, I'm sure, will link it to you. But I've said it before, we've got a couple of nice donations so far today, and I thank you guys for that. But if you guys, like, if you've got $5 you've ever wanted to put towards Base Trade TV, don't. Instead, I implore you, please take $1 a week and spend it on the OlimoLeague instead. It might not seem like a lot, but if a lot of people are donating $1 every week, we get to keep increasing the prize. We'll keep having bigger and better names come back, like Pig Baby, who's thinking, oh, $200 Korean Weekly? How could I resist? So seriously, guys, I thank you all for who have been supporting it to date. Without you guys, we would not have this tournament. It's been going on for about 4 months now, and strongly as well. There's monthly finals, there's points and rankings, plus the actual prize pool per week. This is all done through the Patreon program. So once again, I urge you to at least check it out. There's some pretty cool rewards there, like getting replay packs from this tournament, getting to see Gumiho versus MarineKing's games firsthand, study them yourself, see how you can be a better player. I don't know, cast them if you want for YouTube. It's up to you. There's a lot of cool rewards on the page. It's definitely worth checking out. Now, getting back into the pace of the game, though, no one took a second gas this time around. In fact, MarineKing's go for a very quick command center instead.
Well, this is what he's good at, so I'm having my hopes up.
Yeah, if he can get away with it, though. I mean, this is not exactly going to be the easiest.
MarineKing and his micro is what he normally gets away. Like, it's what lets him get away with these kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then off of that economy, he just doesn't expand, doesn't build much SCVs. He just keeps up that unit production and just somehow pushes everything away.
Make it sound so somber. But no, you're right. Like, there are, again, for MarineKing, sometimes he's on fire. Sometimes he is seriously the guy we all remember him to be. Game 1 was not a good example of this, but maybe Game 2 will be. Because when he does take early command centers, when he gets earlier +1 weapon upgrades, I mean, his bio is something that is to be rivaled amongst most Terrans out there on his good days. Now, there are going to be Hellions coming across the map, but this could be a bit of a problem considering the medevacs with this. But if Widowmite can get a miracle shot off, if you can take care of the medevacs soon enough, this might not be so bad. But Gumiho's Marines should beat up MarineKing's Marines every single time just because of that medevac alone. Command center on the low ground will get lifted. There's no defending this down there. But he's got to wait for something to get baited up this ramp and hope that it gets a bit of splash damage off. Because killing one Hellion for this Widowmine is not going to suffice. Nice move with the Viking too. Very important that he got this Viking out.
And good focus fire out of MarineKing on the Marine that wanted to bait out the Widowmine shot.
So Gumiho,
Who
he
was
kind of
Bomber
knows what's
playing
going on.
against when he? I think Bomber was playing against some Terran. I forgot who it was, and he was luring out the Widowmine shot and then lifted all the Marines right before shot hit them, and then like avoided getting damaged.
Oh, freaking splash damage from Widowmines, dude. So disgusting. I don't know.
In that game, Bomber didn't get any splash damages at all, so I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Some crazy micro. I tried in the ladder and I failed really, really hard.
You're like, I just A-moved my medevac by mistake. Oops.
I felt like I was ahead, so I'm like, I'll give it a try, and then that actually cost me the game.
Oh, this is risky. This is really risky.
Oh, bust?
He's gonna see this coming though. The Marine Scout. That's gonna be a big signal for MarineKing. Oh, Gumiho to turn. Okay, he's actually gonna turn around. I thought he was gonna go through. He's like, oh, you got no units left at home, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Gumiho was gonna do that too, but I guess because he doesn't know what's inside the medevac. If he was thinking four Hellions, then yeah, it would have been the right call to pull all his units back. The Widowmine!
It's an okay shot. It's always so depressing though, because it's not like when you get a shot off on like drones or probes, right? You're like, oh, yeah, right, okay, well.
It's so anticlimactic. It's like, oh, pff, one kill. Aww.
Oh, they're trying to attack the tank, but he doesn't know where it is. Attack the command center instead. There you go.
Oh.
All right.
Instead, stop overkilling it, man.
All right, back at home, MarineKing does establish his natural base up. He's got a huge SCV lead right now, but that might not matter if he throws his army away like this. Coming across the map is really dangerous, and I think a defensive fight would have been the one to take. A drop from Gumiho sinks into the natural while this goes on. MarineKing's looking to respond, but got to be careful he doesn't trickle these units in. Not a lot of SCVs killed, so hasn't really leveled up this the supply difference just yet. But this is great for MarineKing. If he can maintain this, again, as you pointed out earlier, this is kind of his comfort zone. He's got stim on his Marines. He's got combat shields on the way. Gumiho's fighting with kind of a mismatched, like, mech/unupgraded Bioforce. I mean, it's going to be a little bit awkward to fight. Once he breaks the Marines, he'll be able to get on top of that tank pretty quick. But the medevac coming into great effect. Oh, we're going to have the Vikings land behind this. They're getting picked off by the tanks. He stutter steps away. Yeah, realizing that was a mistake. Does lift them once again. That tank actually lives. What?
Oh, that was so close.
He's got to repair this, though. This is so important he keeps this alive, because he's lost his cannon fodder. He's got these hard-hitting units, but nothing to really soak shots for them.
Maybe those Vikings should have stayed on the ground.
Maybe. Oh, Gumiho's going bio. I thought maybe he'd go mech off of this, but double engineer bays come down pretty quick. Alright, so there's a pretty important dynamic to TVT a lot of folks aren't aware of, and that is going to be your upgrades. Well, no, there's a big advantage for MarineKing right now. Marines, they don't really make the match as much as tanks do, but they're a very influential part. If you've got enough Marines, you're going to be able to even storm on top of tanks. Not storm, but like run forward and storm. But that +1 upgrade from MarineKing, this is going to be huge for the rest of the game. It's something that gets glossed over, and for a long time, Zombie Up and I would cast MarineKing and sit here and question, like, what's the point of him rushing out these upgrades? But if it's not that it comes into effect in the early game, but it really influences the late game when it's +2, +3 rather than +1. And Marines, because they've got such a high rate of fire but such a low amount of damage, they benefit from upgrades probably more than any other unit in the game when it comes to this sort of Marine versus Marine war. So we'll see if that upgrade advantage can be used. It will be a timing where he will have that over his opponent. He should be able to just overwhelm Gumiho. I mean, the supply difference right now is pretty big. He's taking a third base on location while this goes down too. MarineKing's got balls, to say the least. Gumiho's got a third base up, but it's not going to be mining anytime soon. Oh, a little bit bold with that move. I think he was just going to try and drop on top of the tanks. Risky as hell, but the Marines are not on the low ground, so as we see, just stemming directly into the fight, gives him plenty of time to set up his own tanks. MarineKing in absolute dominance right now. Good game is called. MarineKing didn't even need to wait for that +1.
I'm actually rather speechless. I thought maybe that move was too